Previously seen on the Dead Island Chronicles. Now I'm just fucking with you. It's Lazy Boy here, and it's been a while since I put a video up, especially a Dead Island video, which I had started, being my favorite and, well, more or less my first attempt. So, moving further in here, we're going to go to Act 1, I Am Sam, not the retard movie. Champagne's great and all, but let's just get on with the zombie slaying. And we pick up where I left off here with Mr. John Cinnamon, who I referred to previously as John Cinnamon Stick, but apparently CNN enters the name, called him Cinnamon Bun, so I'm changing it out to Resident Asshole. And I don't mean in or fit, I just mean Resident Asshole. And that's what John is. So, he then asks me to take this lifeguard card that I had previously risked life and limb for to go to the lifeguard tower. Why he didn't ask me to do both before, since it was in the same direction, don't ask. Just let's move on to the musical interlude, where you can enjoy my one and only hit. And so, asking it, I may never be able to perform it again. And I hope you enjoy it as much as I have. And I would probably sing it right now, but I'm just not up to it. I feel a little dry. It's too much sun. Sand in the throat, a little bit raspy. But other than that, in my little rambling here, just milk it. Just seriously enjoy the mad rhymes of the original Voodoo Child. Alright, that's enough. Can't handle that. It's just too much. Just can't be, you know, people will fall asleep if I have to like that. And we're gonna move up here to the looks like a sporting store of some sort. And of course, you know, there's zombies here. There's zombies everywhere. Look at her shamble. Oh, and I missed that kick. Second one connects, makes me look like a boss. Retard comes. Ooh, another boot. That was spectacular. I miss. I think I should start taking lessons from that douchebag Logan. His cracker ass could probably teach me how to connect with some of these swings a little bit better, being he was an ex-sports professional, or pro as he would like to be called. I think he needs a little probiotic if you ask me, because he is a fucking constipated turd. Which also kind of makes me laugh, because he's like a monkey throwing poo everywhere. However, I come up on this truck, which is being swarmed by zombies. Now, I think to myself, probably should wait for this guy to die so I can steal whatever he has. However, upon further looking about, the zombies seem to lack the ability to open doors, especially truck doors. And it seems to be the only time they can get into a truck is when I happen to be driving it, which you'll see later on. But for now, let's just get to this topic here of, gangster boot in the face, and cut. I don't understand why that little slashing motion is what I do. I'd much rather just be stabbing like a maniac, you know, like Psycho style. And so, whoa, did that guy just like spit water out of the sand? Never mind, I just don't even want to fucking know. Maybe he was extra juicy. So, I finished these assholes. Well, after this guy. And so, I kind of thought about, you know, reaching in and see what was inside that ribcage, but thought better of it. You know, there's not exactly Purell or anything around here. Even though I'm immune, doesn't mean I want that shit all over me. And this guy pops out of the truck and he's like, hey, let's go into the fucking store. And I'm like, alright, let's go into the store. Until I realize what kind of store it is. And I'm stuck in this single closure space with this man. And then it hits me. What have I just committed myself to? What kind of freak did I let out of that truck? What is about to happen? Currently, I'm a little naive and I'm blind to what is going to happen when I go through that door. But then, it's all going to make sense. And it's going to put me in a dark place. A dark place. 2 men, 1 room, water bottles, and he tells me about water sports. And I don't want to know about that. In fact, I'm very glad that I'm going to start finding deposits of bleach around, because after this man-on-man experience of water sports in this place, I really feel dirty, and I'm going to have to clean myself. And hopefully the memories along with it. Because that man just took advantage of me after he got out of the truck. I've been used. And, again, I feel dirty on the inside and out. And of course, don't make any black jokes. Of course, I'm brown, black, whatever color you want to call. And I'm a white guy playing a black guy. Don't even do it. I'll get offended. And you don't want that to happen. And so we go back to musical interluding while I basically run around and kick the shit out of stuff. Or sit around in my inventory, which I have to manage because I have those gangster pants out with like all hidden pockets. So I'm like a fucking loot ninja, man. I got shit everywhere. It's like, yeah, I got what you need. I'ma pull this fucking disabling hammer out of my ass. That's right. Not only do I sing, but I've gone to prison and I've learned a keister. And for you, those of you who don't know what that means, it means the ability to transfer items in your ass and deposit them. Well, not necessarily in the fashion you think, but being able to actually pull out, like a shank and fuck somebody up. Which, when you think about it, it's going to be removed from your rectum, which means it's going to have like a bunch of bacteria on it, and I'd say shit, but obviously it is. So when you actually shank someone, it's probably going to get infected, and it's going to be nasty. And, well, you're going to get my shit pushed in you. Ha ha ha. No, alright, anyway. I hate these infected, man. They come at me at like 800 miles per hour, and they swing like a fucking windstorm. It's like, hey, what's going on? It's like, I can't even fucking see. All there is a fucking motion of hands trying to tear my face off. It's almost like a 9-year-old girl. It's just a fucking blur of claws and angry, screaming fury. Yeah, you might think that's not dangerous, but you tell a fucking kid they can't have a pony and you see what happens. And by the power of Greasy Beard, I now summon upon me the strength of Kimbo Slice. That's right. Not the power of Grayskull, the power of Greasy Beard. Here it comes. Bam! I'm Kimbo. Yeah, let's jump now. And so I bask in glory and get ×2, which I find actually really difficult with Sam B because everyone else seems to have like a really cool and easy to put up multiplier, but mine just like fucking blows. It's like, oh, look at me, I can throw punches. And musical interlude. So, going into level up, which, as you can see, I'm actually playing by myself, but I'm still going to put points into the teamwork area in case, I ever end up playing one of my friends again. Because what happened is, you see, one guy got promoted, so his hours got weird. Who I normally game with, and that's Ephonics, or whatever the fuck you want to call him. He could be the Stereophonics for all I fucking care, but he's my friend. And Captain Propants, who I neglected since he moved out in the sticks, and I started playing Gears of War 3. And since I just bought new games today, so I have a gaming problem, which I point out on my channel page. Casually addicted means I'm a casual player and I'm horribly addicted to video games. And that guy has a gay visor. This guy's already dead. Fuck you, dead guy. I'm gonna take your pipe. Yes, that's right. I am the guy who does the blunt and the pipe. Oh, hee hee hee. 420 jokes. No, not really. I'm not gonna milk that for everything it's worth. I'm gonna move on though and get my meat cleaver, because I actually don't specialize in the blunt yet. That doesn't mean I don't have the skills. I'm a pretty mad roller, but I said I'm not going to, milk this any further. So I'm going to get into the lifeguard tower here, and once again, propane tank, and we're going to see that, although I enjoy the explosion they cause, I'm pretty fucking bad at it. Well, it seems to be every time I throw one, they just, kind of move around it. So then I got to run around here, bait them into it, and try not to get torn up in the process, which I'm usually very bad at as well. But here we go. Alright, look at the Thriller. And Thriller, bam! Thriller's gone. Except that one guy, because he's an asshole. And eventually I'm going to lower my standards enough that I'm going to actually put Thriller into some of these videos. I just don't want to confuse people right now, because I'm the white guy playing the black guy, and I just didn't need another white guy on the audio track, because it would just seriously make people get confused. So, I'm the white dude playing the black dude, and that's just how it is. And no, I'm not Robert Downey Jr., although I'd love to be, because he's rich, and he's Iron Man, and Iron Man is fucking awesome. And he got the Avengers flick, and he's Sherlock Holmes. How could you not want to be that man? So, after my obvious envy, we move on towards the lifeguard tower, which, by the way, was supposed to be relatively safe, or at least safe. And then we have this man. Now, some of you might be actually used to this kind of vision. The guy that usually goes to the gym, works out for like 90% of his life, and he's just ridiculously big. Then there's that guy who decided to skip all that, take steroids, and, get ridiculously big anyway, and shrink his genitalia. Either or, both of them happen to be huge monstrosities of muscle. And zombified means not only is he beyond his usual sex crazy. Look, here's fucking Fuzztat. Look, I'm trying to fuck up my fucking swagger here. Little prick. Fuck off already. So, I get back into my fucking attacking of this big guy here. And what I was talking about is, they're huge. And they're sex crazy and retard strong. Watch. Eventually he's just gonna be like, look at me, I'm gonna roar, yeah, I'm huge. Wait for it. Alright, hold on a second. I'm fucking going around like a fucking Ginsu and slap. Yeah. You get a little greedy while you're fighting these pricks. They kinda lay down the law, but wait for it. He's gonna do it. Yeah, look at me, I'm huge. And you got a meat cleaver in your spine. He's like, no, I don't. Then you're like, oh yeah, meat cleaver in the face. Yeah, you do. And here comes Fuzztat. For fuck's sake, stay away from my channel, you little fucking weirdo. And you're dead. Oh, that's good. So, we're gonna go to my next interlude. While I recover and discover once again the relative safety of this area is bullshit. The only thing safe about this place is a fucking life jacket, and since we're on land, that's pretty useless. And what else you'll discover is, despite the fact that there's no lights on, and apparently I have no means to discover a light switch, all electricity is functioning. The fans are running, the computers, although shut off, are having power to them, the vending machine's on. Like, seriously, I know that my guy, my persona I'm playing, is obviously not exactly too keen on what's happening, since he's embracing slavery from some random fucking guy with an Australian accent. And trust me, he is. You may not hear masses got me working, but this motherfucker's got me going all over the place. I mean, look at him. I'm fucking jumping through hoops for this guy. And I'm not saying it's like slavery. Like, I don't have a collar on, but still, this motherfucker is like invisibly whipping me to do this shit. And I just keep eating it up because I'm forced to, and it's linear, and I have no choice not to. Otherwise, I would have cut a bitch a long time ago. Speaking of cutting a bitch, I'm gonna cut these bitches up into pieces. Like Reese's. I fucking love Reese's Pieces. Not so much for the chocolate, but I fucking love peanut butter anyways. See these facts? Eventually I'm gonna read them one of these days, and I'm gonna understand what's happening in this game. Unless, of course, the plot's really light, in which I'll never actually understand what's happening in this game. But it does tend to happen in games like this. They kind of lose story. However, even having any kind of story is kind of amazing, because, I mean, seriously, you're like killing zombies for at least 20 hours. Like, you could pretty a zombie up, you could give him special abilities, you could change the area he's in. He's still a fucking zombie at the end of the day. It's, it's just the way it is. You just murder zombies. They just point you in a direction and give you some reason to do it, and you just love it. I mean, that's what they do in Call of Duty, Left 4 Dead, fucking name it, man. If there's zombies in a game, there doesn't even need to be a fucking story. All people need to know is there's zombies and there's fucking different ways to kill them, and we're happy. Why? Because that shit works. I mean, look at this. Where else can you see this kind of massacring and, like, not feel guilty about it? It's just fucking great. I mean, is there, like, such a thing as a zombie humanitarian? Like, what are you, pro-zombie? You want to get chewed on? Fuck off, you idiot. And so, I finished that rant with a energy drink, taking a scope around, beautiful view, great lifeguard tower, and once again, this place was so safe it makes me feel comfortable. Now this is funny, it's a zombie that's playing dead. Now I'm sure he's actually really good at it, but when you look at him all hacked up, he's got blood spewing like crazy. Generally, in a dead person, blood doesn't actually do that, so maybe their heart is still functioning, which also could mean their lungs are still working, which means that's why they drown. Now this is where my heart is broken. This is where I finally conclude that Resident Asshole really is. Like, what the fuck? He sent me out here all by myself, alone, with a nail mod, and he has a truck. A fucking truck.